Hi, everybody. Welcome to the happy hour. It's Friday. Woo! Let's get things a rolling. Let's get the winners a flowing. And if you're having drinks, then definitely pull in. I think Ninos was going to have a sake this morning, and I thought he was getting all excited. That Mills was over in Japan having sake, and so I thought Ninos was trying to partake this morning. I thought that's what he was about to say. Break up the sake. It's TGIF. Welcome to the happy hour, everybody. Glad to have you. If you're new here, hey, make sure you subscribe. Glad to have you, and definitely let's get to these games. Hey, we thought we willed the goal, but a little bit offside in the soccer game there in the background. Apologies to that. We were getting all excited, and we had to see the video review on that one. And yes, he was offside. So video review, hey, they got one right. Give it the video review there. As we always do, we'll get to the cappers and see how their days are rolling along. Well, we know somebody needs a little bit to get away from the video review in that one. So let's get to it. Hi, Ramon. Hi, Ron. How are you guys doing today? Get on over to Ron. How's your day going so far?
Well, like you said, we had a VAR there. It took away our goal. That was the fourth one. I guess. What is it? Another push ain't gonna hurt, is it, Rob? Right. But yeah, let's hope for another goal in that one. I got the Rockies right now up 2-0. That's a premium I had this afternoon. So hey, look good. Last night hit all three of my best bets. So I was really happy with that. Arkansas and the Tampa Bay Lightning went 8-0, minus 1.5 on that one, and then of course in the NBA, the Miami Heat on a money line. So it was a good night. Good night for me.
Nice, nice. How about you, Ramon? How was your night going?
Yeah,
And
it
how's
seems
your
like
day going so far?
yeah, I'm
Whoa!
still trying to recover from the excitement last night. That was really good. That was fun. I think they kind of made up for it there in the NCAA tournament with those late games. Pretty good fun for sure. See if we can duplicate it tonight and bring some winners to the folks. So let's go Friday happy hour. That's the official happy hour.
Definitely, it is Friday, so yeah, it is the official happy hour, and depending what part of the world you're in, it is probably happy hour. Not quite. Well, I guess it is 3 p.m. most places. Happy hour kicks off 3 p.m. Most places, so that's where it is here. 3:13 p.m. Kicking off happy hour, and as somebody said here, go Rockies, go! I believe it's up 2-0. We're not going to add to the end of that piece. It's Friday. That's why we got everybody. We welcome everybody here to the happy hour show. For me, I had a little bit of a rough day. It was Duke was up there big, right? 16, and then they let Arizona hit a few too many threes there, and they reeled them back in, and it was closer than it was. Was it ever in a doubt? I don't think so. I think Arizona. I think if they would have got a couple more of those threes late, they might have made it a little more interesting. But I think it was a 5-6 point game, no doubter, all the way right down the end there. Duke's moving on. And now we get to see another high-powered offense taking on Bama there in the college. So that should be an exciting one. Can't wait. Going forward, we've got half of the Elite Eight set ready to go. So we'll finish off the other half tonight. But before we do that, let's get to the NBA action. The No Betting Association right now because it's tough. You definitely got to find and do some research and dig in and see who's in and out in these NBA games. So let's get to it. We'll kick it off with the first four going. We got Cleveland taking on Detroit. Cleveland up to 6 from the 5 we've seen this morning. We got Charlotte taking on the Raptors. Raptors laying 5.5 there in that matchup. Total 215. We got the Clippers taking on the Nets. Nets up to 13-point dog there in that matchup. And then we got the Warriors still laying 50.5 there in that matchup. Total 226. Just quickly whip on over to the NBA report. See what we got going there in that one. See who's in, who's out. With that number, I'm going to say that Curry's back in for the Warriors there in that matchup. It says game time decision for Curry, but I'm going to say that he is most likely in there for that one. On the Pelican side of things, no Zion, no McCollum. Boston out as well for the Pelicans. On the Raptors side of things, no Ingram, no Dick, no RJ Barrett, no Abaji. Boucher, game time decision for Toronto. On the Charlotte side of things, looking like Okaji out for Charlotte. Looking at Cleveland taking on Detroit. Cleveland side of things, no Tyson, no Strus, no Jerome, no Bates for Cleveland. On the Detroit side of things, Cunningham was the game time decision. Cunningham is out for Detroit there. Looking at the Clippers taking on Brooklyn. Looking like just Miller out for the Clippers. On the Brooklyn side of things, Sharp out. Williams, Watford, and Clowney all game time decision. We'll kick it on over to Ron. What do you think there in those first four, Ron?
Yeah, let's look at these first four. Cleveland owns Detroit. I really like Detroit as a home underdog, but I'm going to have to lean with Cleveland in this one. Their number on the road is 10, so I got to stick with the Cavaliers in that one. And looking at New York and Milwaukee, I don't know why New York's favored in this one, and I'm going to stick with the Bucks in this one.
Heading on over to Ramon. What do you like hearing these four, Ramon?
Yeah, Rod, I'll talk about my Clippers here a little bit. No doubt the Clippers are, they understand the assignment. They're trying to make sure that they stay in that top six. So I think that's why you're seeing, guys like Kawhi getting in there and staying in there right now and not taking those days off that he needs whenever he can get it for sure. That's the reason why he doesn't play every game. But with the Clippers trying to push and stay here in the top six, I think that's why you're seeing him in there now. On the other hand, though, Rod, the Clippers, as well as they played covering these numbers right now, 6 of 7, Brooklyn also does a good job covering when they're getting a ton of points. They're not a great dog when they're just getting, a handful against some of maybe the mediocre teams. And I'm not putting the Clippers in the elite teams, but when it gets to this range, Rod, I think this is where you see Brooklyn kind of hang in there and get the money. Yeah, we're seeing some of these good teams put some of these blowouts on, even on the road right now. It doesn't feel like that's the Clippers' little forte, if you will, here. So I'm going to try Brooklyn here in this role, just saying that those points a little bit too stiff here. I'm going to take the Nets here in this one.
And I'll just reach over here and I'll join you. Give me the Brooklyn Nets. I think it's just a few too many points for the Clippers there in that one. Clippers just want wins. So I think they get up by 20, even maybe up by 25, and then take their foot off the gas. Brooklyn, they got a couple of questionables. That's the only thing that worries me a little bit. We got Clowney and Williams questionable, but you know what? At that number, I've seen it come down now a little bit, not 13 anymore. I've seen 12 and a half pop out now in this game. So I'm thinking a couple of those guys are going to play for Brooklyn, and that'll be a good thing because I think we get a cover the way they've been rolling. They haven't been winning games, as you alluded to, but definitely getting some covers where they've been getting these bigger spreads. So I'm with you on that matchup. Another one I'm looking at here in this matchup is, this lineup's telling you everything you need. No Curry back, no Zion, no Ingram. Going to be tough for the Pelicans there in that matchup. So I will take the Warriors there in that one. I think the Golden State Warriors win by 20 plus over the Pelicans. Just don't trust the Pelicans there at all. And then give me the over between Cleveland and Detroit. With no Cunningham in there, I think we don't see a whole lot of defense played between those two squads. We know Cleveland doesn't want to get hurt or injured. So we've seen over their last few games that they have kind of taken the no defense type of role for Cleveland and definitely giving up some points as well. So I like kind of a track meet style. I don't know what Ron said with the Cleveland side of things, but I like the over there. I think we see plenty of points from both those teams to get us up and over the total. And then speaking of Ron, we'll bring him back in. And we'll kick it up onto the next slate of the 3 NBA we got rolling. On the last 3 on the card, we got the New York Knicks taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Knicks laying 1 in that one, total 217.5. We got the Suns heading into Minnesota. Minnesota laying 7.5 now there in that one, up from the 7 we've seen this morning. And then we got Utah in Denver, up a half point from the 17.5 we've seen. The Nuggets are laying 18 in that one now. Head on over the injury report, see what we got rolling there. the Denver side of things, we had a bunch of question marks, and now the only question mark we got now is Jamal Murray, whether he plays or not for Denver in that one. He's a game-time decision. A few other guys are game-time decision, but they're pretty green and likely to play. Porter, Joker, Gordon, Braun, most likely to play for Denver. So getting healthy there is Denver. On the Utah side of things, Markkanen out, Harkless out, Collins out, Kessler, game-time decision for Utah. Looking at the Suns and Timberwolves game, the Timberwolves, Shannon, game-time decision. On the Phoenix side of things, still Beal out for the Suns. Looking at the Knicks taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis, game-time decision for the Bucks. Lillard, Portis, and Sims out for the Bucks. Looking at the New York side of things, Payne, McBride, Hakiporty, and Brunson all out for the Knicks. Kick it on over to Ramon. What do you think there in those three, Ramon?
Yeah, I got to go with the Knicks and the Bucks here on the free play side, since we're still waiting on Giannis's status here, but you're just starting to see it, Rod. The Bucks are kind of moving to the favorite here right now at a couple of spots at -1 here, and the Knicks are the favorite the most of the day. I think that kind of clues me into the side I was going with. I'm going to take the Bucks here. Yeah, the Knicks have gotten a little bit better of this team here of late, but the Knicks, they're kind of solid in their spot, right? They're 3 games or way behind the Celtics, of course, and they're 3 clear of the Pacers. Meanwhile, the Bucks do see the Pistons in their sights, and maybe the Pacers, if they can grab a few wins, they might have a little bit better motivation. So we'll see when that injury report comes out. What can I do? I'm here on the show, and I'm going to take the Milwaukee Bucks now as a -1 point favorite tonight over the New York Knicks.
Heading on over to Ron. What do you think there in those three, Ron?
Yeah, I had mentioned already. Didn't know why the Knicks were favored in that one. I do like the Bucks, and that's probably the only one that I have in a late action.
Yeah, for me, these ones here, it's I lean to Denver, Utah. It's a big number though to be laying, so it's just I can't touch that in there. Pass. And the Knicks and the Bucks, that total's come down a whole lot, down to 217.5. And you know what? I'm going to take the over there. I think that total's dropped way too low than what it opened up as. It was, 222 and a half there in that one. So 5-point drop. Yeah, no, let's drop down too low for me. Give me the over 217.5 there in that one. Even with those guys out, we know some guys that'll step up and want to shine to get some playing time and prove that they can play. And we know G Leaguers can shoot the ball. So give me the over 217.5 there. And then the other one, give me the Suns plus the 7.5. Suns playing some pretty good basketball, and we know Minnesota at home. They didn't get the nickname the House of Disappointment for a good reason. So they're at home, and it's been 14 and then 22 against the spread at home this season. I'm not laying anything with the Timberwolves. I know the Suns, hey, they're not the greatest cover machines either, but give me 7.5 the way they're playing. Yeah, I'll take the Suns plus the 7.5. In that matchup. That wraps up the NBA slate. Let's head on over to let's do the MLB here. We got some baseball a roll in. Let's split it up to, let's see, we got 8 games left to do on the card. So let's do everything before the 9. So we'll do Baltimore and Toronto, Pittsburgh and the Marlins, Boston, Texas, the Mets and Houston. And yeah, let's throw in the Cubs and Arizona in there as well. We'll kick it on over to Ron. What do you like there in those MLB games?
Yeah, in the early action, I got to still stick with Baltimore. It's actually one of my road dog plays, getting plus 115. I don't like Gausman. I don't know how you feel about Rod, but don't trust Gausman. Give me Pittsburgh to bounce back with Keller. Little walk-off action. Horrible error there in center field that gave Miami the win. So I look for Pittsburgh to bounce back in that one.
Heading on over to Ramon. What do you like here in these ones, Ramon?
Yeah, Rod here. I'm going to try a dog here with Miami and Gillespie on the mound against Pittsburgh. We saw Miami come through late last night or late yesterday with that game-winning hit, and here they're a little bit of an underdog here for sure. I don't know if there's much difference between some of these bad teams right now. We know the worst thing about all these teams right now, Rod, are the bullpens, and if you're going to give me some plus money and maybe a toss-up, the starters actually did a decent job. But the reason why 10 of the 14 games went over yesterday was because of the bullpens. Quite frankly, from the seventh inning on, that's when a lot of those runs came in. So I don't think there's anything special about these teams. I'll take a little bit of chaos here and plus money in probably a game I would think could also get over here. So give me Miami tonight again, plus money to move to 2-0.
Right. one of the smaller, lesser spending organizations, as we say in the MLB, not the big spenders, but hey, could start the season 2-0. Watch out.
Yeah,
Marlins, for some reason, they can take any guy and they're able to find those pitchers, right? It's just for some reason you've seen Marlins year after year, they come up with these no-name guys you never heard of, and all of a sudden they're dealing.
I've seen a lot of them here in Pensacola, Rod, because they're the Double-A farm system is right here in Pensacola. So.
It's right there, right? And they're just breeding pitchers up.
Cabrera, I've seen them all come up. Yeah.
Yeah. Just also
Bucks may have the advantage in the starting pitching department in the game, but again,
not in that bullpen.
don't sleep on these.
I don't know. That was a misplayed triple, Ramon. That was misplayed big time.
Yeah.
I still trust Bednard as a closer.
Mm-hmm. All right, me looking at these ones in this time spot. I agree. Gausman's ass. Hey, you can't spell ass without Gausman. You look at how he's done against divisional opponents. Not good. 2-10 is his record versus divisional opponents. So give us plus money with the hard hitting smash in Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, we'll take it. Give us the plus money with Baltimore there. Another one I'm looking at, I don't like Texas and Leiter going there in that one. And then also, as you're talking about bullpens, we've seen it yesterday, that Texas bullpen is still ass. You may have a couple starters. Well, I still don't even trust your starters. What you got going there, as I said, to take the Texas under. Boston's dealing, and they got some bats that can hit at any time at any given moment of the game. And as we've seen yesterday, they busted it open. In that one, I like Houck. I think he holds down the Texas bats, and Boston gets themselves another win on the road. They play well on the road, does Boston. Another one I like in this spot is give me the over, Cubs, Arizona. It was 8.5 this morning, up to 9 with good reason. I think we get to the double-digit mark in that one. Hey, we got Jameson Taillon on the mound going for the Cubs. And, hey, the Arizona bats could definitely get to Taillon. And that Arizona bullpen, hey, it's got some question marks, and we've seen it. It's not so good either. Kelly, he probably give up some runs there as well. So give me the over there in that one. All right, let's finish off the MLB with the last 3 on the board. We got the Athletics taking on Seattle. We got Atlanta taking on the Padres. And we got Detroit in LA taking on the Dodgers. We'll kick it on over to Ron. What do you think there in those 3, Ron?
Got my Diamond Crusher in this one. You can get that at Tony's Picks right now. And I'm going to look at Oakland, another road dog that fits my spreadsheet system, just like the Rockies and Baltimore. So give me the Oakland A's tonight. I actually like Detroit too, but there's something about Detroit I don't trust that hitting. So I'm going to stick with probably just the A's. But look for Detroit. They could pull it out too. Yes, 1.5, Ron. I like it.
Heading on over to Ramon. What do you think there in those ones, Ramon?
Yeah, I'll go down to the Detroit game tonight and talk about a little bit. Ron, look, they scored 4 runs last night against the Dodgers, and you're dealing with another low total. I keep talking about how the runs are coming. I know we're dealing in the Dodger Stadium here, and Yoshi Yamamoto on the mound here for the Dodgers. Maybe they are the best team of the 2 for sure with that $2 favorite price tag, though. Maybe Detroit competes in here. I'm going to go over in this one. You can get some 7.5 heavily juiced grade me here at 7.5 under 20. I'm going to take the over tonight, Rod, with Flaherty and Yamamoto in this one. I would think, of course, we know the Dodgers will be able to smash a little. We saw Teoscar with that home run yesterday, Tommy Edman as well. But don't sleep on some of these bats. Torkelson hit a home run yesterday there for Detroit, and they played pretty well. Give me the over tonight, Tigers and Dodgers for the second night in a row.
Nice eyes. Looking at the under between the Athletics and Seattle in that one. We've seen Seattle unders are real. Not scoring a whole lot of runs there in Seattle. It was 2-2 late in that game, and it took a bloop and a blast basically for Seattle to get the 4-2 win, and that one late. Otherwise, when the box score, I think there was 3 hits on one side, 4 hits on the other. So definitely they weren't loading the bases up and had lots of runners on. And I think that continues there in Seattle. Take the under 7. And then Atlanta, hey, speaking of bullpens, their bullpen imploded. So when Atlanta bullpens implode, guess what? They bounce back the next game. At a nice plus price, I'll take a shot with the Atlanta team there. I know Cease is going there. And now one Padres, not bad, but I've seen Atlanta bounce back plenty of times. Plus price, give me the Atlanta Braves on the money line there in that matchup. That wraps up the MLB. Let's kick on over to the NHL. We got a couple on the slate there. 6 to be exact. Let's run through them all. One fell swoop. We got Utah taking on Florida. The Canucks taking on Columbus. Devils into Winnipeg. Montreal taking on Carolina. Vegas taking on Chicago. The Rangers into Anaheim. Kicking on over to Ramon. What do you think there in those 6 NHL action tonight?
Well, Rod, I'm going to go back and try to take a look at what's going to happen tonight when Utah takes on Florida after yesterday's 8-0 blowout. Obviously, for Utah, the goal would be maybe to not give up so many goals. They might overcompensate a little bit so they don't get embarrassed out there tonight. I'm sure Florida will probably be able to take this game, maybe even cover this puck line, probably where I should go in this one. But I'm going to end up on the under as my play. I'm wondering if Utah will score here, but I don't think I've got Florida for an 8 spot or a 7 or even a 6 tonight. I'll just think Florida maybe gets it done here in this one, but give me the under with Utah and Florida tonight. Currently at 5.5 over 20. It's gone down a little bit here, so I think that's a bit of an indicator. I'll take under with Utah and Florida. And let's see, we're going all the way. Let's go 2 then. I'll take the Knights to rock here over Chicago right now. Chicago's in a bad way here at this point. Yeah, Knights aren't at home where they always get the puck line, but just too much of a class difference right now. Chicago's obviously done. So I'll take the Golden Knights on the puck line, 2 plays in the National Hockey League.
Kick on over to Ron. What do you like here in these Hockey League tonight?
Yeah, I got my 3-pack blue line special for you. You can get that at Tony's Picks right now, plus including my best bet slap shot play. Winner last night easily, 8-0, like you said, Ramon, there with Tampa Bay on the puck line. I'm going to lay the puck line with Winnipeg. They are really good, actually, laying the puck line at home as a favorite. So give me the Winnipeg Jets on the puck line in that one.
I mean, looking at these ones, I'm going to take the Florida Panthers to beat up on Utah, as Ramon alluded to. I don't know if there's going to be an 8-0 beatdown of Utah again, but I don't know if Utah's scoring a whole lot of goals there in that one. The Panthers, well, I'm laying the puck line, so they only need 2. 3, I think it's 3-0, 4-0 type of game. Maybe Utah gets 1, and it might finish 4-1 at best. I agree with an under there as well, too. But give me the Panthers on the puck line in that one. And then another one I'm looking at here is a later game. So I just don't trust the Rangers here in this one. Looks like Dostal's going for the Ducks in that one. And I'll take the Ducks. Rangers, hey, it's one of those spots. You got to go from one side of the country to the other. You did play LA and you didn't fare so well in that one, going from one side to the other. So I guess you had a couple days to acclimate here. Ducks haven't been playing the greatest hockey as they had been on that little bit of a run. But hey, they beat up on Boston last time out. Seems like everybody beats up on Boston though these days. But I like the Ducks here in this one. If you want, take that +1.5, throw it into a parlay. But give me the Ducks here to beat the Rangers. Rangers need to start getting wins if they want to make the playoffs. Ducks are battling for a playoff spot as well. So give me Anaheim there. Lean to an under. And give me the under in that Vegas and Chicago game. Expect a lower scoring type game. As Ramon alluded to, Blackhawks kind of like really much out of it. How much scoring we're going to see in this one. It's the first of a back-to-back spot for Vegas, so they got to play again tomorrow night. So I think they maybe get themselves, as Ramon said, get a little lead, take the foot off the gas. Give us the under 6 there in that matchup. All right, that wraps up the NHL slate of things. And Hallelujah said, hey, yes, on to the college basketball slate of things. And we got the other half of the is there any college? Yes, there is some college basketball. We got 4 big games going tonight. We got Ole Miss taking on Michigan State. We got Kentucky taking on Tennessee. Round 3. We got Michigan taking on Auburn. We got Purdue taking on Houston. Let's kick it on over to Ron. What do you think there in those 4, Ron?
Oh, man. I tell you, the Michigan schools got a bad draw in this one because you got Auburn that's here in the SEC in Atlanta. You got Ole Miss that's close to Atlanta. And let me tell you right now, if Ole Miss is playing Michigan State, you have Ole Miss fans, you have Michigan fans, you got Auburn fans rooting for them. And vice versa, you're going to have all the Michigan State fans rooting against Michigan. Yeah, it's just a bad draw. I would take Ole Miss plus the points, but I think Michigan State does win the game. I just think that 3.5 that's tough to overcome. Could be a close game. And I'm going to lay it with my Auburn Tigers. I think they crushed Michigan. We got Trey Donaldson coming back. Hey, he used to play for Auburn, and that's going to be a nice reunion there. And being, like I said, it's a hop, skip, and a jump to Atlanta from Auburn. There's going to be a lot of fans, not including the Michigan State fans. They're going to be rooting against Michigan. So, yeah, give me Auburn, lay the points, and also I want Michigan State on the money line, but I do like Ole Miss to cover that 3.5.
Heading on over to Ramon. What do you like hearing those 4, Ramon?
Yeah, I'm also going to try Ole Miss in this game. I've hung my hat on the SEC in this tournament. It's paid off pretty well here so far. Michigan State certainly feels like the public darling here a little bit with the bettors today, but don't look past the Rebels in this one. If it is close, we'll grab those points and take Ole Miss as my play. And yeah, I'm going to roll also here with the balls over Kentucky. I guess that one isn't necessarily about the SEC, but about the matchup itself. Kentucky won both meetings, obviously, during the regular season here. I'm looking for the balls to turn the tide a little bit. I think Kentucky feels like the public side here too, a little bit as a public dog. So give me a favorite here with Tennessee in that one. I'm going to take the over in the game between Michigan and Auburn. I don't want to say that what we saw yesterday with 4 overs was maybe what we're going to see here tonight, but I'm definitely going to take over in this one with Michigan and Auburn. I think about all the teams that were left in the Sweet 16. Michigan is kind of the fastest rapid riser here of all the teams, but it's still going to be a tough task. Maybe Auburn's shortcomings here a little bit covering the spread, but pretty big numbers still. So let me just stay with the total there, and I'm going to go over with Michigan and Auburn. And I'm going to grab these points here with Purdue against Houston. Maybe they're the team that everyone's kind of overlooked here. And yes, Houston's dynamite. They've got those categories that really put them in national championship contention, as I've alluded to. And, your top 20 Ken Palm, a top 30 defense Ken Palm. We know Houston's well above those numbers, and those are the teams that are the best teams that are left, it seems like, in the tournament. So that's fine. I'm going to take these points. Houston really hasn't exuded as much blowout potential. Yeah, they did beat those tough conference foes in the Big 12 tournament and covered those numbers, but they did fail last one. So I'm going to try the Boilers here plus the points in the last one, Rod.
All right, for me in these ones here, I'm going to take Ole Miss in the first half because Michigan State in the first half on neutral floors haven't been good this year. You look Michigan State on neutrals this year in the first half, 3-7 in those first halves. So I'm going to take Ole Miss there in the first half. Why? Because then good old Coach Izzo, he makes the adjustments at halftime, like he always does. I've seen him plenty of times. Even in this tournament in March, same thing. He's been down in the half, and they've come roaring back in that second half. It's just what Michigan State does. Michigan State offensively isn't the greatest, but he's got those boys running around and playing some solid defensive basketball. So I lean to an under there in that one as well. Ole Miss and Michigan State.
Kind of the opposite of Coach Cal.
Yeah, the opposite of Coach Cal, definitely, right? Izzo's definitely all defense first, and then we'll worry about getting the points in the bucket. And then looking at Kentucky taking on Tennessee, it's you look at this one here, and it's you beating a team three times is tough, but Kentucky in the 4.5, that book's pretty happy where it is, but I kind of lean to an under there. I know we've seen this the whole saying of the over, right? But I kind of like the under there. We've seen Kentucky on neutral floors this year, 5-2 to that under this year, and then when they've been a dog in these neutrals, 3-1 to the under, and a dog of 6 points or less, 2-0 to that under. And then when you see Kentucky on neutral floors this year of a favorite of 6 or less, 2-0 to that under. I like the under in Kentucky and Tennessee. And then you look at Michigan and Auburn. Hey, what do you think? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of that? You think about Auburn and defense, right? Well, guess what? Michigan's playing the better defense right now. By far, bar down, not even close defensive-wise. Michigan has stepped up defensively. In the last 5 games, holding teams to 35 points, 35% field goal shooting, and under 70 points a game. In all non-conference games this year, Michigan's held teams to 38% field goal shooting and only giving up 66 points per game. And if you sleep too little bit on Michigan, man, that offense can roll and score points and bunches real quick on you. If you decide to start out flat, you can turn around and look, and it's 25-8 for Michigan. They can definitely score some points, so I'm going to grab them points with Michigan. I think it's a closer game than people are thinking there with Auburn. I've been expecting Auburn to get right for a lot of games now, and I haven't seen it. They've been winning these games, sort of, 3-2 in the last 5, but only 1 cover in those last 5, and you're going to give me 9, I'll take it with Michigan in that one. And then Purdue is up. I cannot take Purdue in this one. Purdue defending the points in the paint is awful. And Houston, they got 3 big guys that can dominate the points in the paint. They're going to get second chance points, third chance points, and guess what? They'll probably even get fourth chance points against Purdue. That's 8.5 for a reason. I got Houston by 10+ points there in that matchup. Love Houston to roll. It's defensively. Houston can play some solid defensively. Same thing as what I just said. Tennessee's got the same kind of offense, kind of like, they can play some solid defense, but their offense isn't as good. But Houston can dominate in the paint, and that's where they dominate tonight. So I like Houston lay the points there in that matchup. That wraps up today's slate of sports action. We're all over. We got sports in baseball. We got some basketball. Definitely, we don't agree on everything here tonight. It happens on a Friday, but hey. Find to that segment where we got the parlay, we got the player prop, or we got a game in the future. We'll leave it up to the capper to decide whatever they like. And then let us know where your best bets are and what you guys going. As always, our best bets are available over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can hit the link in the description. Head right on over and you can find our best bets there. Let's kick it on over to Ron. What do you got for us tonight, Ron?
Yeah, first of all, we got a 3-team parlay. We're going to go with all the road dogs in my system. We're going to play them separately. Don't parlay them. I'll look at Oakland. I'll look at, let's see, Colorado's already winning, so we'll take Baltimore and we'll take Detroit. Take those 3 dogs. Couple of them went outright, hopefully, for you. What I got tonight, I got a 3-pack in NHL, including my best bet, slap shot play, and then in NBA, I got 1 play. It's a really weak card in the NBA tonight. Don't like it at all. And then I got my full court press 3-pack in the NCAAB tournament. If you listen, I gave you one of them already. So go ahead and grab that. And the best bet also on the diamond, so you can get that. That's in a late game. So yeah, pair us up, get that long-term pass. We got baseball starting to cook, and I'm cooking in NHL and NBA and soccer. And yes, we did get that final goal. So yes, they did go over. And thank you, no VAR on that last goal. So yeah, and it was in regular time, Rod. We didn't have to go to that past 90 minutes. So 3-1 Bayer Leverkusen over 3.5. So yep,
didn't need the fixed time in soccer.
didn't need it.
They call it extra time. I call it fixed time in soccer.
And I'll get you a soccer play and a KBO play here in a bit.
Heading on over to Ramon. What do you got for us, Ramon?
Hey, Rod, I got to hang out with the ladies on Friday night, of course. Saw Duke already win in kind of a bizarre low-scoring game, but they did get it done. Just a real low score today in the first game to advance to the Elite Eight, 47-38 over North Carolina. The Terps are in action against South Carolina right now, and Maryland's leading by 2 at halftime. Let's go to the late action. I've got under with LSU and NC State here, 152.5. LSU's on a little bit of a roll. They're favored in that one. I've got the under with LSU and NC State. And late game, you got a UCLA favored by 9. I'm sure they can win. They might get this money, actually. I think UCLA, for me, is kind of moving to the forefront of these teams here. Maybe I like them over Connecticut. Maybe I like them over the Gamecocks right now. But I don't know if I want to lay 9. I'm going over with Ole Miss and UCLA tonight, over 135, a 2-teamer on the ladies' side tonight in the Sweet 16 for a little companionship viewing, if you know what I mean. Over at Tony'sPicks.com, I have a 3-pack in the NCAA men's tournament. I've gone with 3 plays tonight that I like, and I bundle them up in a 3-pack. And I've also taken my 3 best plays in the NBA and NHL, kind of bottle them all up as we saw some shenanigans a little bit in both leagues, so take it easy there and just go with a 3-pack combining the 2 leagues tonight. And for my $19 discount best bet, it's in Major League Baseball tonight, Rod. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code, by the way, Tony T at checkout. Save 15% off the premium packages from all of our cappers.
Definitely. Head on over and pick up our best bets. For me tonight over there, I got a 5-pack going in college basketball in the Sweet 16. Love that 5-pack tonight. And then I've got a mixed sport. I got my top play in the NHL, 1 in the NBA, and then 1 in MLB going. So I got a little mixed sport triple going over there as well. So definitely, it's Friday. So the best way to go is to take advantage of that 3-day pass. You'll get Fridays action, you get Saturdays action, you get Sunday, and I'll throw some Mondays in there early. So basically that 3-day pass turns into a 4-day pass. Great deal over there at Tony's Picks. And hey, why not take advantage of the 2-for-1 capper promotional? Get 2 3-day passes from 2 of your favorite cappers here at Tony's Picks, and then you're aboard long term. That way, if one of them cappers that you've added into your 3-day passes find that late steam play for you, hey, you'll get it emailed directly to you. 10 minutes or 2 hours before game time, if a capper finds that late steam play, hey, he'll put it in there, and then you get it emailed directly to you over at Tony's Picks. So definitely jump aboard. That's where we get our best bets, the ones that we got our money on over there. Parlay for you tonight. I'm going to give you guys one for tomorrow. I'm going to give you one on the. Actually, I'll give you 2. I'll give you one for tonight. I'm looking at on the ice. I think we get a blowout in Florida on the puck line there, and then give me Carolina on the puck line as well. Tough spot for Montreal here in this one on the back-to-back. They didn't look so good. If you lost to Philadelphia, you can lose to Carolina here as well. So Florida on the puck line, Carolina on the puck line, and then I'll give you one more for tomorrow's NHL. A couple dogs. And tomorrow's NHL. We're going to take St. Louis on the money line over Colorado to end their little home winning streak, because all streaks come to an end. You can't win them all the time. Take St. Louis, and then take San Jose over the Rangers tomorrow night, because the Rangers play tonight. Second half of back-to-back. Guess who's in goal? Quick. Who's not so quick anymore? He's not so nimble, and he definitely is not so quick. Take the San Jose Sharks to get themselves a win. And then the Oilers take on the Calgary Flames tomorrow night. And the Oilers are not so nimble and not so quick. Skinner got a puck to the face and the noggin. So who's going in goal? We seen Picard in goal last time, and he got peppered by the Kraken for 5 goals. So We're going to take Calgary, throw them into the parlay. You know how much I love Calgary, so we're throwing Calgary into the parlay over the Oilers tomorrow night. Little 3-teamer. St. Louis, San Jose, Calgary. Tomorrow's NHL. That wraps up today's happy hour TGIF. To everybody, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Just before we get on to it, we'll head on over to Ron. I know he's chomping at the bit to give you a couple more plays for
No, I got to address some shit in the chat first.
Oh, yeah.
Am I worried? No, but I you know what? I have actually all my Elite 8 are perfect right now, except one. I had Texas Tech beating St. John's in the next round. But everybody else is right. And I'll let you know, Mr. Whiskers, that Michigan State's taking that over, okay, on Sunday. That's who's going to take them out. It's not going to be tonight. It's going to be Michigan State. And I told you at the beginning of this tournament, if Tom Izzo passes that first couple rounds, the dude's going all the way. And that's just the way he is. I've had him so many years when they got knocked out in the first round. I'm like, have him in the Final Four. But I know that man is going to find a way and probably get to the national championship game. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be a great tournament the rest of the way. And like I said, I'm still hanging on with almost all but one. So here we go. Looking at soccer tomorrow. Get the Bundesliga. This guy, man. Woo! I tell you, this Kinley kid for Colorado, he can't find the strike zone. He's about to give the game up, Rod.
Probably. Yeah. Bullpen again, right? So
yeah, we should have taken first five.
MLB.
Would have taken first five.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Brutal.
You learn. I'll take plus 184 and lose 100 any day of the week. Anyway, going to soccer, Bundesliga. Take Frankfurt over Stuttgart. Get a nice money line there, probably plus 145. So Eintracht Frankfurt over Stuttgart. And in the KBO, we're going to go with SSG tomorrow morning. It's going to be about a 3 a.m. Eastern start. So set your alarm clocks if you want to watch that one. It's going to be a early morning there. Take SSG and on the money line in that one.
That wraps everything up.
Go ahead,
Unless Ramon's got one more to kick us off. You got anything else to kick us off?
I got distracted there a little bit. Try to write down Ron's plays. UFL starts tonight. I'm going to grab Houston at home here, plus 5.5 points. They were the worst team in the league last year, taking on a St. Louis team that was 7-3. But Houston has their good running back in Kirk Merritt. I'm going to take 5.5 points tonight with the Roughnecks at home against St. Louis.
You're getting 5, right? 5.5 with the Roughnecks?
Yeah. Yeah, looking for improvement from this club right now. Nolan Henderson is back at quarterback, got one of the best linebackers in the league in Chris Allen. So I'm going to take those points. It was actually just a 3.5 when I was getting ready to come on the air and had my little play for the end of the show. I noticed now it's actually gone back up. So the move's on St. Louis. I'm going to take these points.
Right. I got 3.5 earlier on Wednesday. Somebody else told me to take the Roughnecks too. So you're definitely in good company with Big Al. He told me to
Big Al does stuff, man. He told me
to take the. He loves the UFL, right?
He's all over that stuff.
He loves the UFL, absolutely.
Hey, listen to the drive-through. If he's on there, he'll give you one for sure.
Yeah, he loves the UFL.
So. Yeah, he's like the E.F. Hutton of minor league football, among others.
Yeah, easy. I had never heard of the UFL. Well, I've heard of it, but I was like, I cannot bet it. So I just follow what he's done, and he's done pretty good. So
they merged the two, right? It's the AFL, UFL now, or what? How's that work? Do they merge the two?
It was
I cannot get into spring football, man.
It was the XFL.
No, I tried.
XFL and the USFL merged. They actually have like a USFL conference and an XFL conference, and that forms the UFL.
Yeah.
The UFL.
I'll wait till July and get my CFL going. I enjoy watching CFL. So
definitely. Thanks everybody for tuning in. That wraps us up for Friday. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Good luck, everybody. And hey, make sure you tune back in Saturday morning. We'll got the morning show rolling 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I'll have Tony back in there. You'll see me there tomorrow morning as well. And definitely see a few other the cappers that you normally see here at Toy Space. So good luck, everybody, tonight. Have yourself a good one. Catch you guys again on Monday for the happy hour, 5 p.m. Eastern. Catch you guys then, everybody. Have a good one.
Good luck.